Ever since I realized there was something called a colored girl, an evil woman, a bitch, or a nag, I've been trying not to be that and leave bitterness in somebody else's cup. I mean, come to me with someone to love me without deep and nasty scar from me. Or being left on a corner full of lunatics shouting, slut, bitch, nigga. Get out of here with all of that. Yeah. I didn't have any of that for you. I brought you joy. And I found joy. Honest fingers on my face from dead musicians from 78s. Or live musicians from $5 LPs from Chicago where I've never been. And I just love Willie Colon because I can make the music loud. I mean, because there is no me but dancing. Ooh, when I can dance like that, couldn't nobody stop me. But there's that woman who hurt you, who you went back to 5 or 6 times after you put my heart in the bottom of your shoe. You just walked back to where it hurt. And I didn't have nothing, so I went to where somebody had something for me, but he wasn't you. And I'm on the way back from her house in the bottom of your shoe. So this is not a love poem. Because there are only memorial albums available. And hell, Charlie Mingus desperately wanted to be a pimp. And I won't be able to see Eddie Palmieri for months. So this is a requiem for me. Because I've died in a real way. I mean, not with awkward coffins and doo-wop Cadillacs I used to joke about when I was messing around. I mean, a real dead loving is here for you now. Because I don't know anymore how to hide my face, wet with my tears. Because I had convinced myself that colored girls had no right to sorrow. So I lived and I loved that way. And I put sorrow on the curb. Allegedly for you, but I know I did it for myself. Because I just couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand being sorry and colored at the same time. That's so redundant in the modern world. I want to talk about some women who were warrior women here in the city of Detroit, who really never found their way to workers' world, but that was what was in their hearts. The first woman I want to talk about is Barbara Rose Collins. Barbara Rose Collins, representative 1991 to 1997. Born in Detroit on April 13th, 1939. She graduated from Cass Technical High School in 1957. Attended Wayne State University and majored in political science and anthropology. Married Virgil Gary Collins, a pharmaceutical salesman, and had 2 children. Miss Rose Collins divorced in 1960 and was hired by the Wayne State University and was able to get off public assistance. Collins was influenced by a speech she had heard by the known activist Stokely Carmichael at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, which sparked her and began her socio-political agenda to uplift her neighborhood in 1971. She was elected to the Detroit School Board, where she worked for the board for the school safety. She won a seat in the state legislature in 1974. Ran for the U.S. House of Representatives in 1980, beating out incumbent Representative George W. Crockett by a narrow margin. She focused on family issues. She stated, if you raised the status of women, we would be more conscious of the family unit. She was arrested along with 5 Democrat House members who staged a sit-in at the White House to protect the American policy toward Haiti. She welcomed with open arms Vietnam, Cuba, and Haiti. The next person I would like to talk about is Dr. Gloria House. Yes. Dr. Gloria House activism through the arts was called to testify before the UN American Activities Committee. Activist, educator, and poet, She is a professor of humanities and African American studies at the University of Michigan, Dearborn. Dr. House, known as ANEB, has been involved in human rights since her student days at the UC Berkeley and her years as a field secretary for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in Lotus County, Alabama in the 1960s. Dr. House's introduction to Different Images, a landmark anthology featuring poets Gwendolyn Brooks, Etheridge Knight, Andre Lauder, Haki Muhubutu, Dudley Randall, and Sonia Sanchez, collections of poems, essays that present the political, cultural, and aesthetic contributions to the arts and the Black conscious movement. Dr. House's works articulate the deepest longing of the people to express the many different identities that people have. Presently, Dr. House has taught at Wayne State University, teaching at Michigan UN at Dearborn, and she also taught at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa. She is an activist for the Third World Liberation Movement, a French instructor demonstrating versatility of language. I'd like to now move to Abortion Without Apology, a radical history for the 1990s. Naina Bear released Stories of the Society for Humane Abortion, known as the Jane Collective. Naia Bear was the program manager of the Montana Nutrition and Physical Activities Program statewide. Through a statewide project, by a statewide project to prevent and control obesity through helpful and physical activity. Her training and her intervention and evaluation is a collaboration with the tribal and county health departments in Montana. She promotes maintaining health, weight, physical activity, walking, biking, and safe exercise. She implemented 10 steps to successful breastfeeding, establishing a breastfeeding-friendly community. Alice Luberta Hines, my mother, was born in 1926 in West Point, Mississippi. She was sent to Chicago when she was 14 because she would not refer to her white playmates as Ms. or Mr. Shortly after her arrival in Chicago, she was sent to Detroit to reunite with her mother and stepfather. She attended Miller High School and then transferred to Northeastern, where she graduated. Her political career began in the 1960s. She joined grassroots organization workers GROW. And GROW formed to stop the urban renewal of the Old West Side. She fought along with GROW to save Williams, Tillman, 23rd and 24th Streets from becoming a high-rise project. She worked with numerous youth groups and was responsible for neighborhood youth going to overnight camp, Cedar Point, Niagara Falls, and Mackinac Island. After the 1967 rebellion, she was interviewed by the Corn Commission. Alice helped develop and form Wayne County Neighborhood Legal Services, which provides free legal services to residents who could not afford standard legal fees. She was known in the community as Mama. She always made people feel loved. She organized her community to help elect Coleman Young, and she received numerous civic awards. Alice was also involved in urban renewal laws.